Party. दुःखी यदि भवेदात्मा कस्साक्षी दुःखिनो भवेत् दुःखिनैव साक्षिनो दुःखिता तथा. So now you know the modus operandi as to how exactly perception takes place. In heart, Hridaya, there is Antakarana. And this Antakarana vritti to the means of Nadi. This is the corresponding sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, and body. Object and again that vritti has got Chaitanya Pratimba. So when it reaches there, vritti is there, and what else is there? Chaitanya Pratibimba is there. But that vyatha, that sorrow belongs to what? Antakarana vritti. It is manasi, the word used here is manasi, and not to the Chaitanya. Chaitanya is only the principle which makes you know that sorrow doesn't belong to Chaitanya. Your true nature is Chaitanya only, and not Antakarana vritti. Neither the body, nor the Antakarana, nor the psyche, because if body and psyche, Antakarana, were your true nature, all along you must have it. Not only must have it, you must have cognition of it. Why? Because all along you are there. I, whether you are waking, dreaming or sleeping, I am invariably present there. If body is me, or the mind intellect is me, it should also be available at all time, because Swaswarupa Nirti. No one can get at any time away from one's Swarupa. No one can get away from one's Swarupa. Swaswarupa Nirti. One's Swarupa cannot be otherwise. It may appear to be otherwise, that's different thing. But in reality it can't be otherwise. Sun is bright and brilliant and hot. At no time sun can be dark and cool. Times may appear because the clouds are covered, sun is dull, etc. But sun can never be dull, it is always bright and brilliant. So also, Chaitanya Swarupa. Now whatever that is there, it must be all along there. If gross body and the subtle body is me, it should be available all along. It is not so. So therefore, Vyatha, sorrow, and this sorrow is Upalakshana for entire samsara, the limited existence of our combination of joys and sorrows, more sorrow than the joys, entire coupled with Janma, Marana and all in between modifications. So that Manasi and not Chaitanya Gata, it does belong to Chaitanya. This is, he was corroborating the help of Vartikas by Sureshwaracharya, which have been quoted in Naishkarma Siddhi also. So he says, Atma has to be Dukhi. Who is going to be the Sakshi, the knower of the Dukhi Atma? Why? What is wrong in that? Because one who is Dukhi cannot be Sakshi, one who is Sakshi cannot be. This is what the statement he has made, and how it is again going to elaborate in the next stanza. In this context, we should just remind ourselves, we know it, just remind ourselves what is Sakshi as far as Atma is concerned. Sakshat Anyanapekaya Ikshati Prakashayati iti Sakshi. One without help of anything illumines, makes you know is Sakshi. This of course is with definition is with respect to Atma as Sakshi, Chaitanya as Sakshi. One more feature of any Sakshi has to be taken. Sakshi means one who illumines, one who makes you know. For example, Surya also is Sakshi, Sun also is Sakshi with respect to the world. If Sun were not there, we can't see the world. If it makes us see the form, it illumines the form for us. Now, Sun also has got a status of being Sakshi with the illumined world. These two bits here have got a status of being Sakshi with respect to what is being illumined. Now, other feature of Sakshi is this. Sakshi Nama Anyatara Pakshagata Sukha Samsrishtaha Sakshat Drasha Bhavati. This is another feature of Sakshi. That earlier one, Sakshi, particularly with reference to Atma was seen. Now this is true for any Sakshi, even a witness also. See, the Sakshi word is generally translated as witness. That is not correct. It means Sakshi has got status of being witness as one aspect, but Sakshi is the one who makes you know. The one who makes you know. There also in the court of law, the Sakshi is one who makes you know as to what exactly has happened. Actually, Sakshi is the one who makes you know. It means it has got that witness aspect also. Witness is always aloof from what is witness. Witness can never be the party to the incident. If the witness is party to the incident, cannot be witness. That's what the principle is going to tell here. Sakshi Nama, whatever that is called Sakshi, is Anyatara Pakshagata. Two things are there. Sakshi, the one who makes you know. Other Paksha is what? Other category. Saksha, that is illumined. Sakshi, the illuminator, one who makes you know. And Saksha is what is illumined. Drishya. Sakshi, Saksha. Saksha means what is made known, what is being illumined. So that is Anyatara Pakshagata, belonging to that. So belonging to what is being illumined. What are those belonging? Sukha Dukkha Samsrishtaha. Sukha Dukkha asamslishta, not connected to Sukha Dukkha, belonging to Saksha. Illuminator has nothing to do with the Sukha and Dukkha of what is being illuminated. This is the fact. So, and that way, Sakshat Dashta, directly the one who is the seer or one who makes know without getting connected. And only he can be that, but he can be called as Sakshi. Otherwise, it cannot be Sakshi. From that point, he says, if that earlier what was said, sorrow do not belong to Atma. They certainly belong to Manas, mind means Antakarana or Psyche. That's why in sleep we don't have sorrows, even though the causes of sorrows are certainly there. So, if suppose Atma is Dukhi, who is the Sakshi? One who knows that Atma is Dukhi, who is the... No, Atma itself can be Dukhi, Sakshi. No. Why? Dukhi can be Sakshi, Sakshi cannot be Dukhi. How is it explained in the now 42nd first stanza? That is elaboration, or it can be why these two statuses, Dukkitva and Sakshitva, cannot abide in one and the same locus. The locus is what? Atma. In one and the same Atma, Atma being Sakshi, the one who makes you know, at the same time Atma being the one who is sorrowful, Dukhi. Why these two things are not possible? नर्ते स्या विक्रिया दुःखी साक्षिता का विकारिणः भीविक्रिया सहस्राणाम् साक्षतोऽहमविक्रियः विक्रियां हृते न plus rute becomes narte. Na plus rute by sandhi becomes that r becomes r. So narte. Vikriya. I hope you remember those Nashkarme Siddhi fellows. We already done. The second chapter, 77 stanza. Earlier one is second chapter, 76 stanza in Nashkarme Siddhi. 276 Nashkarme Siddhi, here 40 and 46, 277 in this Nashkarme Siddhi. Whereas Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Vatika is concerned, 1451, first chapter, section 560, the first one, second one is 560. That is there in your book. Brihadaranyaka Vatika reference has been given in the book. Now, Vikriyam Bhrute na dukhi syat. Vikarina ka sakita. Vikarina ka sakita. Ataha, there is sakshataha is there. Sakshataha, sandhi breaking is sakshi ataha. Take that ataha. Ataha, hi vikriya sahasranam avikriyaha aham sakshi. Ataha, hi vikriya sahasranam avikriyaha aham sakshi. For anyone to be dukhi, what is required is, this is indispensable. There must be some vikriya, some change, some modification must be. Vikriyam rute, rute means vina, without. Without vikriya, without any change, without some change whatsoever. So, vikriyam vina, na dukhi sya. Vikriya means parinamitvam. Some change, some modification. Without some change, some modification, dukhi na sya. For example, whenever you are sorrowful, were you sorrowful earlier? Something happened, some incident took place, and you became sorrowful. You are not told, you became sorrowful. Even that you should, even that statement shows that you are not sorrowful. You became sorrowful. Means what? Sorrow came and you got filled up with it. Is it not? Truly it can't touch you. Truly that sorrow can't touch you. Sorrow has to be where at what level? Antakarana, mind level only. But what we have done is we have identified with the mind and then we are thinking that we are sorrowful. Just as you know, a bird is sitting on a branch and there is storm. And the branch is shaking vigorously, rocking like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it was a parrot. Parrot also, like rabbits, no, therefore. That is how it is caught. And it got frightened. What did it do? Held fast the branch. What happened? And it is thinking now, what is what? It is so much shaken now. Is it so? Now this belongs to whom? A branch, but it has held the branch so fast that it thinks all that it has to do is what? Remove and fly away. That is how parrots are caught. You know how parrots are caught? One iron frame is there. At the bottom, no, one bamboo, hollow bamboo is put there, which rotates. It is inside the why that rod is in the bamboo, the hollow bamboo, and it is hung in the trees where fruits are there, which is frequented by the parrot. By mistake, if it comes and sits on that bamboo piece, what happens? That bamboo that is saying hollow thing, it turns. The parrot, what is that? I am falling. It holds fast. And what happens? It does just Shirshasana afterwards. Legs up and body down. And it thinks if I leave, I will. The hunter knows the psychology. Aram se he comes and what? And he need not take it. He can go hold and go like that only because it will never leave it. That's how it is. So we have identified with the antakarana so much, with the body so much, all vikriyas that take place, janma, marana, sukha, dukkha, all these vikriyas at the body level it happens, but reported at the antakarana level, we say what? It is my nature, it is for me it is happening. So this is what? Vikriyamrute. Without any change whatsoever. This also the other day I was saying. Sorrows are processed in the limbic system of the brain. That also vikriya it is. In the sleep it is not there. Why? That system is not functioning there. It is dormant there. So that vikriya. So that even otherwise Vedanta wise, that is sorrow. Antakarana vrittis. Antakarana vrittis vikriya or not? See, it's a modification of the antakarana. So vikriyamrite. Vikriya means parinamitvam vina. Without that, dukhi na syat. No one can be. Look, just see this. Early morning, the moment you wake up means that exact moment you have woken up. You may not have got up from the bed, so, but you are just awake as such. And you are not a Suryavamshi. You know who is Suryavamshi? So you don't get up late as such. Suryavamshi means one who wakes up after sunrise. Suryavamshi is surname also, okay, that's fine. So now, and everything is quiet around. Are you sorrowful? It may be split second. It depends on the individual, how hyperactive the person is. If that is there, within no time the fellow will get entangled and all these things will start. At that time, see, this you should know. First thing, today is what day? What is the program? What are the engagements, etc. It may not be that way, but the thought comes. That thought at times also, that is supposed to had a very sound sleep. What is there? Sorrow is there or joy is there? Joy is there. Sorrow is not there. Then afterwards, ayyo, that fellow is going to come today. Whom you want to avoid because some gadbad is there. What happened? Started. Vikriya. Antakarana started at the earlier what was not there. Some modification started. Like that. Anything caused, that means causes may be innumerable. But finally the thing that has to happen is some vikriya at this. That's why at times there is cause of sorrow. This fellow is Sthitapratnyaha. Right? He refuses to, that is at psychological level. That is because of some psychological power he refuses, that is okay. But there also it shows that the vikriya is not taking place because of something else. So that being the case, so he says, vikriyam vinahrute dukhi na syat. No one can be sorrowful. No, that means sorrow cannot be there. Fine. Why not Atma be dukhi and also sakshi? Okay, I accept. One may say, I accept without vikriya, without parinama, without change, without modification, no sorrow is possible, accepted. But we can say Atma is both sakshi and also undergoes change to become dukhi. What is wrong in that? Both these cannot abide in the same locus. Why? He says, vikarinaha sakshita ka. If Atma is subject to vikara, change, and therefore becomes vikari. Who is vikari? Vikaraha asya astiti vikarin. The one who has got, one who undergoes the change, vikara, modification is called vikari. If Atma is the one who undergoes change and becomes dukhi, because for dukhi, become dukhi, what is required? Change, and becomes dukhi, Atma cannot be sakshi. How come? He has not told there, but he has left for us to figure it out. If Atma is subject to change and because of change becomes sorrowful, Atma cannot be sakshi. Who is sakshi? One who makes us know all the things, is it not? That is sakshi here from Atma's standpoint. Makes us know means that one who makes us know, can it be inert entity or it must be a knowledge principle? It must be a knowledge principle, a cognitive principle, a knowledge principle and not inert thing. And if you say Atma undergoes, Atma is Sakshi, means it is Chaitanya Tattva, knowledge principle, at the same time it undergoes change, you are contradicting. Do you know how? If Atma undergoes change, modification means it is something which is destructible. Whatever that undergoes change is destructible and it is inert in nature. This is the fact. A changing thing, which is vikriyavan, a thing which undergoes vikara, is limited. The changes means parichinna, limited. And a parichinna thing is necessarily jada, inert, and inert thing cannot know. It cannot be sakshi. That is what he said. He just asked a question. How is it? Vikarinaha ka sakshita? Like this. Vikarina means vikaritve, parinamitve, jadatva. Atma will become what? Jada, undergoes change, destructible. See, yan nashyam tad jadam. Whatever that is destructible, that has to be necessarily inert in nature. So, that is parinamitve or vikaritve, jadatva, because it will be jada in nature. So, jada in nature, inert in nature, it says it will be inert in nature. How it can become sakshi? Means your atma who undergoes change and becomes dukkhi will become jada, inert, and can't be sakshi. The one who makes you know cannot be the knowledge principle. So therefore both cannot coexist. So therefore who am I now? Ataha. He now gives the result now. That if when vikari cannot be sakshi, vikari has to be jada only, it can't be atma sakshi. Therefore ataha. Who is me now? True I, true me. Dhivikriya sahasranam avikriyaha aham sakshi. Do you know who am I now? Dhivikriya sahasranam. Sahasram is not to be taken only 1,000 of innumerable antakarana modification. And what are those innumerable antakarana modifications? From birth to the death. From birth to the death, all that is thought patterns that come, antakarana changes that take place, in wherein many have got the capacity to give us sorrow, some may give joy also. Of all these, whether sorrowful or otherwise, dhivikriya sahasranam aham, who is me? Avikriyaha sakshi. Avikriyaha. Myself, the Chaitanya Sarupa, me, the very knowledge principle, doesn't undergo any change, no vikriya whatsoever, no parinama whatsoever. Therefore, I am who? Sakshi, the one who makes us know all the antakarana vrittis, all that happens in antakarana is made known. So that means, who is me now? Pratyagatma nirvikaraha buddhi tad vritti sakshi. So I am the one who is Pratyagatma, that innermost I, and Nirvikaraha, no change whatsoever, no vikriyas whatsoever I undergo, and Sakshi, the one who makes you know Buddhi and Tadvritti. Buddhi for Antakarana and Tadvritti means Antakarana Vritti. That is what means. Now, where is the sorrow now? Other than Antakarana Vritti, figure out any sorrow, come on, for a sample. And that antakarana vritti has to be necessarily inert in nature, made known by who? Chaitanya. That Chaitanya is me, which is the common denominator in the waking, dream and the deep sleep state. Waking, dream, deep sleep state, they come, go, agama painaha. They have got arrival and departure. But me, Chaitanya, is all along one and the same, who is aware of these three states of experiences, itself free from all sorrows and including the joys. Of course, for joy the source is Atma only. Even for sorrows also, to know who is required. If Sakshi is not there, how can you know sorrows? Atma is free from both these. So this is the Atma Swarupa. Now here after what it after the next, he takes now further Shruti portion. See, all along I have not given you the corresponding the portions of MAITRA and Upanishad, because not necessary, it will be too much. It is also, those statements are very klishta. MAITRA and Upanishad, if you directly take, is very difficult. Vidyaranya Muni has simplified, that is in this Anubhuti Prakasha, but directly that is very difficult as such. Now here, what he is going to tell now is explanation of a particular passage from Shruti, which I will give you because certain words are explained here. So what are the original words which are being explained in the Anubhuti Prakasha? so that you will be able to know. So now what he is going to do is from 42 to 48 and thereafterwards also yes 42 to 48. So he is explaining this particular passage of original Shruti. Atha ya eshaha samprasada. If you want, you can write it. Atha ya eshaha samprasadaha अस्मात् शरीरात् समुत्थाय परम ज्योतिः उपसंपद्य स्वेन रूपेण अभिनिष्पद्यते अथ य एषः संप्रसादः अस्मात् शरीरात् समुत्थाय परम ज्योतिः उपसंपद्य, that is called परम ज्योति उपसंपद्य स्वेन रूपेण अभिनिष्पद्यते. मैत्रायणी उपनिषद, second section, second mantra, 2-2. Earlier in the book also he has given certain references, but he has not just, he has hinted there, but not totally clear statements he has not given. May not be that they are not useful as such, but this may be, this and few more may be useful because word by word he is explaining here. Better we know what is original Shruti. Now same thing, he continues the this topic now. This is what Atma. What is Atma now? Sakshi. With respect to the sight, he has already shown. The one Sakshi, the one who makes you know. With respect to one who makes you know the form, means one who makes you see the form as Sakshi. He has elaborately explained that that applies to all the perceptions, including the where directly the perception is not involved, like memory, etc., which is based on earlier perception, but samskaras or all thoughts that come in the mind also made known by who? Sakshi. That is our Swarupa. Now, that is same thing is further ascertained. Let us see how he does it. Yas sakshi chit padarthosau jivatma tasya jivata ahankarena tadatmya bhrantyaiva parikalpita. Now the question is like this. What is Atma Swarupa? True, I know. Sakshi, not at all touched by sorrows. Joys we don't mind. Our problem is sorrows. But the question is, how is it that we suffer the sorrow? We suffer or not? Doubt? Then I will accept you are Paramadhyani. So, Shuddhaprajnaha. So that's fine. So I can pat my back, okay? So I have done my job well. So these have become Shuddhaprajna. So I can congratulate myself. That's fine. So if my Swarupa is Sakshi, Chaitanya, pure awareness principle, not at all connected with all sorrows that crop up in this embodiment, Antakarna. How is it I am this Jiva, the Samsari, who knocks around here and there to get some joy and struggles hard to get away from sorrows, and one of which can never be eliminated. What is that? Death. How is it? Why this such a pitiable plight of mind? How is it? Based on Shruti. Of course, all along he is describing based on Shruti only. So I have given that particular quotation. So he elaborates how this Sakshi, the one who should necessarily be totally free from sorrows, appears to be a miserable samsari creature called Jiva, subject to transmigration, birth and death. How is it so? Let us see. Anvaya. Yaha Sakshi Chitpada परिकल्पिता अहंकारेण तादात्म्य भ्रांत्या एव तस्य जीवता परिकल्पिता. Now this Sakshi, which Sakshi, which has been unfolded so far, one who is totally free from all sorrows, means all free from entire samsara, this Sakshi, and what is his nature? Chit Padarthaha. It's nothing but Chaitanya. Chit Padartha is Chaitanya. This Sakshi, who is nothing but Chit Padartha. Padartha means the thing. Nothing but the stuff is nothing but Chaitanya, and Chaitanya alone, free from all upadhis, embodiments and their modifications in terms of sorrows, etc. So, Chit Padartha, but that itself, that Chaitanya Sarupa Sakshi itself is who? Asau Jivatma. This Jivatma who is subject to sorrows, the each and every individual. Jivatma means we all. Each and every individual is Jivatma. That question comes, how is it ever possible? How come Sakshi, who can never get any connection to sorrow, be the one who is always engrossed and immersed in nothing but sorrow? How is it possible? This is the reason is, so that how that Sakshi can be samsari jiva is explained now. Tasya, no, not that. Ahankarena tadatmya bhrantya eva tasya jivata parikalpita. Tasya means sakshinaha, of this Sakshi, who can never be sorrowful, who can never be samsari jiva, of that Sakshi, tasya, what has been done? Jivata, now short anvaya, jivata parikalpita. For this Sakshi, the status of Jivatma is what? Parikalpita, is falsely projected, erroneously projected. Truly it is not so. For example, a person has got, let us say, he has got liquid cash 50,000 for some purpose he has taken. Very urgent thing is there and he had to purchase something, 50,000 he was carrying. In the market he went there. And there is no time also for him. He has to catch a flight or something, etc. And what happened? He saw, not there. What happened now? At this moment he is without the money, required money as such. And he actually saw his right pocket. There is nothing there. Somebody has picked up or something, somewhere I lost it. Actually the money was there. Do you know what? Generally he keeps in the right pocket. This day something in gadbad, what he kept in the left pocket. At that time what? He never thought that it will be in the left pocket. But it was in the, he saw the, as usual, as habit would go, he saw the right pocket. It was not there. What happened? I have to purchase this. I will be delayed. How can I go? See the flight. Really he can't be. Why? It was already there. So such wrong notions. So likewise, Sakshi Atma can never be samsari. But due to ignorance, tasya jivata, parikalpita, falsely projected. But how is it falsely projected? What is the cause for that? This is what it is. What is that? Ahankarena tadatmya bhrantya eva. So because of this bhranti, error, erroneous notion, bhranti, erroneous notion. What is that? Ahankara tadat, ahankarena tadatmya. Tadatmya, identification with the ahankara. What is that ahankara? Notion, that wrong notion that the body, gross body and the subtle body is me. Why this happens? Why it should happen that way? There is a reason for that. Everyone knows that I am something sachetana, sentient. Yes or no? Everyone invariably, even a dog knows. It may not be able to express, but it may not be able to figure out, but it knows it's what it is. That's why it runs for to save its life if it is in danger, is it not? Everyone knows I am sachetana and not inert. I am sentient entity and not inert. That is everyone knows. And this body is available as what? Inert or sachetana? As it is available. But truly body is sachetana or achetana? Truly this body is inert or sentient? Difficult thing? Many are thinking this body by itself is jada or sachetana. Why not such? Why not chetana only? Prove it now, come on. If body by itself is sentient, what will happen? Nobody will die. All along what will be there? It will be sachetana only. Dead body is now. Dead body is sachetana or achetana? A corpse. Achetana. That's why it is birth. Otherwise this fellow is a terror. This fellow is a terror. And now he is dead. And this what? And if alive, if you do that, he will take care of afterwards. Is it not? So it is not able to respond. So that being the case, body by itself is inert, but appears to be sentient. And on account of what it appears to be sentient? Because of the presence of this antakarna or entire suksha sharira in this body. Because of antakarna presence, what happens? The chidabhasa chaitanya pratibimba available, and that chaitanya pratibimba in the antakarna permeates entire body through the channels of what? Nadis, 72 crores, 72 lakhs, 10,000, something, 201, something like that. So that with this, so that being the case, readily it is available sentient, and what we take, this body is not knowing what the true nature is. And then whatever happens to the body or the mind happens to me, I conclude myself to be sorrowful. So that is what? Ahankarena tadatmya bhrantya. Ahankara is, this arrow is a thought. Ahankara is a thought in the antakarna, which erroneously concludes that this body, mind, etc. is who? Me. Having identified with this, what I conclude? I am the samsari jiva, subject to sorrows, joys, janma, marana, all this, young, old, childhood age, young age, middle age, old age, all death, all these belong to me. That is what I conclude. So therefore, tasya, of this sakshi, jiva, sakshi, who can never be really speaking, jiva, samsari jiva can never be, but because of identity, due to ignorance, this also due to ignorance, because of identification, ahankara, which is jivata, paribhrantya eva parikalpita. So this I am but jivata, I am samsari jiva, is falsely concluded, projected on account of this erroneous identification with the ahankara, which of course is born of ignorance of one's true nature. Now to show its nature, where sorrows are possible, and the status of sakshi where sorrows are not, that is shown. For sakshi itself has no sorrows, but as it obtains, now look here, now in this waking state, sakshi is there or not? But along with that, two things are there, which are capable of creating sorrows, and sorrows are there. Waking state. In the dream state, one aspect gets hushed back, but one more aspect is still there, which can create problems. In this state, these two aspects which can create sorrows are not at all there. Sakshi in its own true nature. That state in sleep is called as sakshi, as available in sleep in the Shruti is called as samprasadaha. The word is there, samprasadaha. Athayaha eshaha, the quotation I had given you, the samprasadaha. What is samprasada? This word appears in Chandogya also, samprasada. What is samprasadaha? Samprasada is dehadvaya viviktaha sakshi vachakaha. Samprasada word refers to sakshi. But which sakshi? The sakshi who is aloof from, who is distinct from dehadvaya. Two bodies. What are those two bodies? Gross body, sthula sharira, and subtle body, suksha sharira. So one who is made distinct, differentiated from gross and subtle body means the sakshi as available in sleep. That's all. In sleep only these two gets isolated as such. That in sleep he is called as what? Samprasadaha. Why samprasada? Because he has got samyak prasada there. Actually he doesn't have, but we appear to have that Sakshi is always prasada only. You know what is prasada? Prasada means ananda only. That's why prasada. You know, Bhagavad Gita. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasya upajayate, but not this temple prasada. So, that is not temple prasada. That prasada is ananda of our swarupa, which is nothing but ananda. That is what is called prasada. Means mind abiding in the direct cognition of ananda swarupa, that is truly me. That is what is called samprasada. Sita prajnatva is involved there. Now he says, now that is samprasada. Means what is samprasada? Dehadvaya viviktaha sakshi vachakaha. This sakshi atma only, but declutched from two bodies, gross body and subtle body. One more still there. What is that? Causal body, ignorance is still there. If it were not there, do you know what will happen? Sleep means Atma Jnana only. Straight away. How nice it would have been. Huh? No trouble of studying Vedanta and taking to meditation and this and that, Karma Yoga and all this. No botheration would have been there. Straight away, sleep, Brahma Jnana. But still Ajnana is there. But as far as the status of this Atma is concerned, it is free from these things. So that samprasada is now how this Atma Sakshi appears as samprasadaha in sleep is derived now in stanza 43 to first line of 45 up to that. Atma hankara dehabhyam yukta kalushita pura vivechita sthula deha isha deva prasidati ahankara dehabhyam yuktaha atma pura kalushitaha add bhavati. Pura add kalushitaha, then add bhavati, further add long adhyara is there. Saha eva swapne bhavati and then saha eva swapne. This much is adhyara. Then continue. Sthula dehad, second line. Saha eva swapne Sthula dehat vivechitaha ishad eva prasidati. Ishad eva prasidati. Ahankara dehabhyam yuktaha atma. Atma who is yuktaha, endowed with what? Ahankara and deha. Now here ahankara is not to be taken only as ahankara. What is ahankara? Erroneous I notion that the body etc. is me. That now actually that ahankara is upalakshana, an indicatory word for entire sukshma deha, because ahankara pradhanaha sukshma deha. Sukshma deha, the subtle body. What is subtle body? That's all. Antakarna, mana, buddhi, ahankara, chittam, called antakarna is one aspect of suksharira. It is not. Pancha, pancha, pancha. Pancha jnanendriyani, pancha karmendriyani, pancha pranaha, buddhischa ekam, buddhischa ekam, manascha ekam, buddhischa eka iti saptadasha kalabhi yattishtati tat Sukshma Sharira. That Buddhi and Mana stand for Ahankara and Chittam also. Means 5 Jnanendriya, sense organs, 5 organs of actions, 5 pranas, the vital airs which correspond to the 5 physiological functions in the body, and Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam. Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta is Antakarna. This group at subtle level is what is called as subtle body. And when you say Jnanendriya and Karmendriya, sense organs and organs of action, not these external gadgets, the sense centers. So sense centers which are subtle in nature, which is a part of which is part of the Suksharira. So that is what is referred to. So this is Suksharira. Actually that is the one locus which leaves the physical body at the time of death. What do you mean by death? Suksha Sharira leaves the particular Stula Sharira. The Stula, when the Suk Sharira goes, Antakarana goes. Antakarana goes, what is deprived? This body gets deprived of Chidabhasa, the dead mass. So it goes and Yatha Karma, Yatha Shrutam, according to Karma Pada, etc., it takes the next embodiment. So that being the case here. Now Ahankara here is Ahankara Pradhanaha Sukshma Deha, not simply Ahankara, but it is the indicatory word for Sukshma Deha, because in subtle body, the prominent guy is who? Ahankara, who plays the mischief. All this mischief is played by Ahankara. So Ahankara, Deha. Deha stands for gross body, Stula Sharira. Dehabhyam. So from these two, subtle body and gross body, Ahankara for subtle body. Yuktaha. Endowed means identified. Endowed means here identified. Not simply endowed, because Jnani also may have it, but he is not identified. Identified Atma means Atma mistaken to be Sthula Sharira and Suk Sharira. That is what it means. Atma, Sakshi Atma, identified with gross and the subtle body, means the one who takes the gross and subtle body as me, the true I. What happens to that? So Atma, Pura. Pura means earlier. Earlier here refers to Jagridavasthaya, in the state of waking. In the waking state, what is the status now? Kalushitaha bhavati. Has become, Kalushitaha means impure. Here impure means has got subjected to sorrows. Maximum sorrows are in the waking state. Maximum sorrows from what standpoint? Compared to waking and the dream, maximum sorrows are in, maximum means more sorrows are in waking state. Do you know why? Two sources of sorrows are there. What are those? What are called as Adhi and Vyadhi. Vyadhi, the all sorrows, afflictions from body standpoint, physical body. Adhi, mental afflictions, sorrows from the Antakarana standpoint, and Vyadhi for sorrows from diseases, etc. Waking state, we have to encounter the diseases at the body level and the afflictions at the mental level. Afflictions means don't take that some mental disorder. No, not mental disorder, etc. You get angry or frustrated. Affliction. Greed or a desire. I am not able to get it, what to do? Affliction. So like that. Not a mental disorder. That also is another thing, but we are not talking of that as a. So therefore, in the waking state, there are both, that is Adhi. Adhi means all anguish, anxiety, agony, etc. Whereas Vyadhis are diseases, physical disease, bodily pain. So it may not be big disease, but bodily pain, can't squat at all, back is paining, so like this, headache, migraine, नींद ठीक नहीं हो गया, other fellows are snoring. I don't know what to do with this. I was thinking of putting a column in the enrollment form. Are you snoring? But the answer will not, because every person complains, other fellow snores. Real, that's interesting. Everyone says, other fellow is snoring. I don't say. And that fellow says, this fellow is snoring. Now Swami will have to go in the night now. So with the secret tape recorder and tape all this and come on one by one and go give the numbers there and play. Where is not snoring, look here. So best remedy is now see that you get fast sleep. You know, I'll give you some technique afterwards. Okay, not now. Okay, that's right. Okay. Now see this Kalushita. That means not in the this physical level diseases, at the mental level are this anguish, anxiety, agony. So both sources are there to make him enough so probably sorrowful lesson. That's why Kalushitaha means what? To a great extent, to a greater extent or a maximum extent he can be there. Where Pura is where Jagridavasthaya. Now that connection to the gross body is now snapped off. Now look, who is that Sakshi? Atma. And with identified with Gross body and the subtle body. Now, that identification with the gross body is cut off. How is it possible, Swamiji? With surgery? No surgery. You do here also. In the class also, when you sleep, what happens? When you sleep, dream also, dream. But we are coming to dream, but sleep, what happens? But in the sleep, not only this connection goes, other connection also goes. That is not, for the timing, it is not required. Now, when you are dreaming, even in daydreaming also, to a great extent, but not totally. But in actual dream can come first. You should sleep, and then you have to go to dream. That's why ardha vikasa. First, antakarana has to sleep, and then half projection. The awareness of the body is not there. So that now, that means when you have got snapped off from the connection with the gross body, but identification with the subtle body still persists, it still continues in that state. Now that's why I say pura. Pura means earlier, before this dream took place. When afterwards now, stula dehad vivechitaha. This Sakshi Atma identified with gross and subtle body, now separated from stula deha, means only identified with the subtle body, means state of dream. Isha deva prasidati. A little he is happier now. Little happier means what? Less sorrows. One source of sorrow is snapped off. Means what? Prasidati means prasannaha bhavati. Becomes little cheerful. In the sense, what is not there? Among the two, what is not there? Vyadhi is not there. Adhi is still there. Every time in the dream, are you happy? No. Many times you can be miserable also in the dream. But those sorrows, miseries are not on account of what this body, physical body. Suppose a patient suffering from cancer, if he has given sedative, etc., and he sleeps, pain of his body is not there. To that extent, he is not relieved. That's what is that. Ishat prasidati is little cheerful, because the sources of sorrow, the sources of diseases, etc., the problems from body is not there. That much this guy has got relieved from. That's what Isha deva prasidati. Now think of it. From where did it start now? Our present plight, having identified with gross and subtle body, where maximum sorrows are there, because Adhi, Vyadhi are there. Vyadhi was separated, only Adhi, agony, anguish, and other things were anxiety. These are there in the dream as such. So now to that extent some relief is there from the physical afflictions. Now let us further see now. The further, even separation from the identification with the subtle body means from dream going to the sleep. So that is samprasadaha in this one. Now, those who have got this Madras edition, university book, there is the stanzas are not in order. You have got 44, 45, 46. Rearrange the numbers like this. The present 45, you correct it as 44. Present 45 is actual 44th stanza. Present 44 is 46th stanza. Present 44 is 46th stanza, only in University book, Madras University book. And present 46 is the 45th stanza. So that means the first 44 is 46, then the 45 is 44, and 46 is 45th. So now take the 44th, starting with ahankarad viviktasched. There it is 45. Ahankarad viviktasched tada samyak prasidati adhivyadhyakhya kalusham nachinmatresti kinchana. Again, adhivyadhyakhya is that akara, remove it. Adhivyadhyakhya kalusham, not Vadakhya kalusham. Take Anvaya. Add Atma, Adhyara Atma. Atma ahankarad viviktaha chet tada samyak prasidati. Chinmatre आधि व्याध्याख्य कालुष्यम एड वस्तुतः किंचन न अस्ति. वस्तुतः टू बी एडेड अध्यार किंचन न अस्ति. आत्मा, विच इज आत्मा, साक्षी. What was the word there? Anybody can Sakshi. Surya also can be Sakshi. See, Chit Padartha. Take Kanja, where is that? 42. Yaha Sakshi Chit Padartha. Remember, Chit Padartha, the Chaitanya, that pure awareness principle. So that's the Sakshi Chit Padartha. So that one, that is that Atma. Ahankarad Viviktaha. Viviktaha, isolated, separated from Ahankara. And earlier Sanja, what was Ahankara? Ahankara stands for Sukshma Deha. Ahankara Pradhanaha Sukshma Deha. That means the indicatory word for Sukshma Deha, because Ahankara is prominent. We have seen the 43rd stanza. So Ahankara means Ahankara Pradhana Sukshma Deha. From the subtle body wherein the Ahankara, erroneous I notion, is prominent. Viviktaha, if separated, isolated, means here separation from Suksharira also includes the earlier separation. What was the earlier separation? From Sthula Sharira. Means now here separation from both gross and the subtle body. What state it is? Deep sleep state. So therefore Sushupta it is. Tada then means Sushupta, that is in the deep sleep state. So what happens? What is the status now? Samyak prasidati. Very well. Prasidati means what? Prasannaha bhavati. Why? Both are not there. What are not there? Vyadhi, the diseases, pain, etc. not there. Adhi, anxiety, anguish, agony, etc. from subtle body is not there. To that extent is what? Prasanna bhavati. Yes or no? In sleep, any sorrow is there? Neither from body nor from mind. So that's why everyone wants to sleep. Do you know now we find a why reason? Everyone wants to sleep. If suppose if a circumstance is such that the person is not able to get the food, never mind, he'll say what? If choice is given between the food and sleep, which will say? Sleep. That's why children, no? You have to drag the fellows and push it. Many times they don't know at all, they just swallow. Next day morning, Mummy, last night you didn't give me food. The child is not aware of. So that way says, Samyak prasidati. Why so? The reason is, Chinmatre, in that Sakshi, that Chit Padartha, Sakshi, Chaitanya, Atma, this is not there at all. Adhivadhyakhya kalusham. See, what is that kalusha there? What is that? Kalusha word where earlier Kalushitaha, 43, Kalushitaha. What is Kalushita? That Kalusha is Adhivadhyakhya. We have seen Adhi and Vyadhi. Adhi
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः सुखिनो भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः